Hey you beautiful people, how are you doing? I'm back again with this super cute Eid makeup. So let's begin and let's have fun. The palettes that I've used are Too Faced Totally Cute, Tarte in Bloom, Nightlife by Sigma. The first shade that I've used from the Tarte palette is Sweetheart, and this goes right over your crease line. Using a blending brush, the next shade that I have used is Rebel from the same palette, and this goes right over your crease line too. Dragging it down towards the lower lash line and in circular motion, and then bringing it towards the mid of the eyelid. The next shade that I'm using is from the palette Totally Cute by Too Faced, and the name of the shade is I Love TF, and this is a super cute pink shade. It's gorgeous. It's one of the best shades in this palette so far. It's a gorgeous shade. And this basically starts from your tear duct area and goes right towards the mid of your eyelid. As you can see how I'm creating it. The next shade I'm using from Sigma is the shade Black, and this goes right on the corner of the eye and gradually connecting it towards the pink. Try and make a wing out of the shade too, more like a V, and then going towards the lower lash line. Just like this. It's a super easy eye makeup. And then with a clean blending brush, just blend the edges and any harsh lines that is visible. Keep blending until all the shades get diffused. And then darkening up the black more, and at the same time diffusing the edges too with a small flat brush. Just like this. Super easy. And then pulling out the black too and giving that cat eye effect. Darkening the pink a little bit more. It's up to you, but I felt like darkening it a little bit more. And then from the same palette, I'm using this shade Unicorn, and this goes right over your tear duct area and your brow bone. Always in circular motion. This blends the shade really well. The eyes look pretty neat and clean by now. And then I'm using this Tarte gel eyeliner. Making a wing, slow and steady. The key to have a perfect wing is hold your brushes really neat and firm and practice. Practice will make your wing perfect, and in no time you will be a super expert in creating wings. smoothen the edges. If you see any rough edges out here, just smoothen with the gel, just like this. As you can see how I'm doing it. Try to keep it more neat and clean. Practice. And connecting your lower lash line too, just how I'm doing it. But you need to just connect half of your lower lash line, just like this. If you have no patience, you could just use a foundation or a concealer with a flat brush and sweep it under, and you would get a smooth edge there too. And then I'm using the pink on the lower lash line, just like this. Starting it from the black and connecting it towards the tear duct area, just like this. With a flat brush. And then filling up the waterline with the same gel. Basically, I like to use gel on the waterline because I think kohl doesn't give that kind of a result as the gel gives. And it looks pretty neat when I use gels on the waterline. And then connecting it right to the tip of the wing, just like this. It looks pretty neat. And then I'm using the black shade again, and this goes right over the wing. Basically, I'm darkening up the black some more, as well as I'm diffusing the edges that I see. Just like this. Diffusing and darkening. Until I get what I want. Next, I'm using this glitter by Urban Decay, and I love this glitter because this is not too much on the eyes, it's not too bright, and I don't have to use a separate glue for it, and this sticks right on the eyes, and this is perfect for any day look or night look. So this is my favorite so far. You could skip this if you want to, but I would recommend you having this because this looks ultra glamorous and it makes your eyes so beautiful. Make sure this starts from the tear duct area and just goes towards a little bit mid of your eyelid, not too much, just as you can see how I have done. And now it's time for my falsies. You could use anything out here, whatever is in hand. The next thing that I'm going to do is use my mascara by Benefit, and this I'm using this on the lower lash line because the brush is really small and this fits the lower lash line. For my main lashes, I'm using mascara by Too Faced, and it's called Better Than Sex. And so far this has been the best mascaras that I've used. For the concealer, I have used NARS in the shade Ginger, and this goes right below the eyes, covering up any imperfections and dark circles that occurs under the eye. And then with a wet beauty blender, just dab it. Just like this. Make sure you dab it and don't drag it. Next, I'm using this loose powder by MAC. It's called Prep and Prime. I have confusions going around in my head if I'm holding the product right towards the camera, and the confusions are cleared. I'm holding it right. So dabbing the powder with a brush on the concealer so that it doesn't crease up and it stays on its place. Next, I'm using this NARS Casino to contour. I'm going really light with the contouring today, as I want this look to be more subtle and more nice and emphasize more on the eyes. So I'm going really light with the contour, but then the contour is still there. Going with the natural jawline that I have on the forehead and then the nose. Just like this. Keep it light and more simple. And then with a clean brush, just diffuse any harsh lines or edges that you see, and try to incorporate the shade in the skin so that looks one even skin and doesn't look too patchy. And then with the beauty blender, just dip it in the loose powder, just like this. And this goes right under the contour, just to make the contour more neat. Just keep dabbing it. Like this. A close-up, actually see how this is done. And then I'm using this highlighter by Laura Mercier. This is my ultimate highlighter. I love this highlighter, and you will see why. This goes right on the nose. Make sure you cover your entire lips with this highlighter. I'm going to tell you why in the next step. On the forehead and on the chin. Just like this. And then I'm using this blush by NARS, and it's called Desire. It's a pretty pink blush. and this goes right on the cheeks. Just like this. I love this blush when it's on the cheeks. It shows a different color though. More like a peach. And then the highlighter goes on the cheekbones. It's super decent. It's super neat highlighter. I must say, it looks so nice and glowy, and the whole face looks so neat and tidy with this glow. With this, as you can see, it's not too much on the face, but it's there. The next thing that I'm using on my lips is this pencil by Max Factor, and it's actually called Pink Princess. The reason I had told you to have the highlighter over the lips is because it's a good guide to overline the lips, just like this, and it gives you an illusion of bigger lips and fuller lips. And the next shade that I'm using to fill up my lips is the shade by NYX, and it's called San Paulo, and this goes on the entire lip. As you can see, the lips look really full, and it looks more plump and more juicy, I could say. The liquid I'm using is by Max Factor, and it's called Lovely Lady, and this goes right in the middle of the lips. This lips looks gorgeous actually with all these tricks. So guys, I'm towards the end of the tutorial. I hope you guys liked it as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim friends, and have a fantastic festival. Until then, bye bye, take care.